Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Thursday, April 10th, 2014. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, I have such exciting news. Today is my 2-year anniversary for doing the horoscopes every day. On April 10th, 2012, I made a commitment to God, the universe, spirituality, to my soul, and more importantly, you, the viewer, to spread positivity and bring astrology in a way you have never seen it before. And I'm proud to say it's been 2 years, and I could not do this without you and your support. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I've done a couple things here to give you something back in return. Number one is I am doing a drawing that is going to give away a free reading with me, and I'm also going to be giving away a free ticket to my big Jupiter in Leo bash in Sedona, Arizona. So, to join the drawing, just click the link below and put down all of your contact information, and you will be part of the drawing where I will be drawing at the end of the month when I do my webinar. So it's going to be so exciting. I'll be giving away some readings, and if you want to join in more of the fun, I put a link down below of my first horoscope. You'll probably laugh your butt off when you watch it. It was definitely nothing like this. Secondly, I also am going to have a party tonight on my show, Spiritual House Sessions, on spiritualdancemusic.com, where I'm going to do my DJing, pull tarot cards, talk the astrology, and throw a party online tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. So if you want to join me, dance, have fun, pull the cards, I'm going to do a horoscope leading up to this lunar eclipse. So check it all out. I know there was a lot here before we got into the horoscope, but this is like a big birthday for me. So thank you so much for watching for the last 2 years. And today we are going to finish up that moon in Leo, that bright energy, that feel-good energy, that looking in your heart, and it's going to slip into Virgo. So we're going to have a shifty day. There's going to be some 2 parts to the energy. This is also what we call the moon void off course. So the energy of the moon is finishing out. And I think for the beginning part of the day, there's just kind of a feeling of this just finishing out the energy, searching our hearts. That's because we are in Aries, where we're looking at the definition of ourself. We also have Mercury, which is getting really rapid and fast here in Aries, trying to figure out a lot of things in what we want. Mercury's also starting to get closer to Uranus, starting to pick up the electrical kind of static of this, like, wow, there's some crazy change on the horizon that we're starting to have our minds figure out and come into this excitement. There's something brewing, and it's more than just a lunar eclipse. That's because the lunar eclipse will be at the beginning of next week on the 15th, and this is going to be a powerful one. This will also be when Mercury comes up to Uranus, which will bring some stimulation, some excitement, some crazy change. It'll be in the middle of the cardinal cross. So there's a lot here brewing, and we still need to look in our hearts today. There has been a lot we've faced. This has been the sun opposing Mars here for the last, 48, 72 hours here, and we're at the continuing aspect of this today. But I think it's been clear from the universe what to face and actions to take, decisions, relationships. This is Mars in Libra, as it's been opposing the sun in Aries. Are we reflecting everything correctly in our life? Are we stepping into our power? Are we stepping into who we really are? And this has to deal with our ego energy. Ego has always been given such a naughty or bad term. The positive in ego is it knows what it is. And I think that you have to look in your life now and know what you want. It's not easy to be 5 different characters, It's easier to build it on one and have maybe traits of those characters, but you must stand strong in a character. And I think that we're learning that in our lives. We need to take control by defining who we are, by defining what we want, and reflecting the right energies. And with the moon in Leo, I think it's been clear here over this last couple days as the sun opposed Mars with the moon in Leo. And it was also the moon in Cancer, which shows me that as we've been facing the actions we must take in our life, the universe has been very clear emotionally in how you really feel, been very clear in what will make you happy and what does make you happy. And as the moon slips into Virgo tonight, well, we must be practical. Well, we must do something about this in reality. Now, Venus is in good old Pisces, and it's getting ready to conjunct Neptune. Today's the last day before the conjunction. Tomorrow will be the conjunction. So it's potent in relationships. It's potent in spiritual energies. It's potent in connecting with the signs. And I think that as the moon is going to come into Virgo and start to oppose this energy, that it's about making fantasies real, and it's also making reality your bitch. Like, the moon in Virgo is about getting your reality together, but the Pisces energy is about connecting your soul. This reality is literally about making spiritual energy become real. That's why it was made. It was made for our spirits, these invisible, beautiful, energetic beings, to actually have a physical body to move around, shake around, dance, make a face, put your tongue out, you know, like mess around. This reality doesn't need to be so serious. You can make it the way you want to. That's what Aries, Leo is all about. It's about the definition of what you want to be. You know, at Disneyland, Mickey Mouse can exist. A castle can exist. Magic can exist. A little, you know, crazy little Tinkerbell, or Twinkerbell, you know, she could come down and just mess around. Tinkerbell can literally do that in life. Where's the seriousness so much in your life where you don't believe that exists? Like, this is time to make reality your bitch. I always use that with Virgo. It's not about making reality your anxiety-ridden life. It's about making it your bitch. I know that's such a weird analogy, but it's true, and it's an analogy that means you have control of this reality by making your spirit be clear in what it is. And I think that today is the last day of before the extreme potency of knowing our values, knowing relationship energy, the moon slipping out of Leo, coming to Virgo to really test the waters of our heart and our reality. And are we going to step into the exalted energy, which Jupiter is exalted, Venus is exalted, and the sun is exalted right now. So we must look at what we want. We must look at our emotions and our comfort zones, and realizing that as these new doors are going to open, there's going to be extreme change. There's going to be radical, unique energy that's going to come out of nowhere and craziness. And as Mercury's getting closer to Uranus, you better be ready for some excitement. You better be ready for some stimulation. You better be ready for some shocking energy coming. This lunar eclipse that's coming, I just did the report with One Feather, and I'm getting ready to do a special video on this. This is going to be crazy. This is definitely powerful changing in our stories coming up here. And we've had to face a lot of actions to take. We've had to face a lot. We need to be clear today. And today, don't let serious energy, or don't let every little detail take you over. Learn to relax and sedate yourself in your higher calling. Not sedate yourself by drinking yourself to sleep, but by actually connecting with your higher vibration. What the spirit world wants. This is time for you to see this reality was meant to mirror your spiritual self. Not that you have to get so lost in reality of how well you adjust it to be based off this point of life that you think it should be, instead of the way that you know it should be from the inside, or the way that spirit wants this reality to be. Have you ever thought that maybe spirit had a purpose of why this world was here? And it was more than just to even make dreams come true and happiness? That maybe there's a purpose why we're all here, that we're all together, why we're all going through this stew of energy. And are you going to allow that to happen? Or do you still think that you have all control of the way that life is in every little nook and cranny, in every little way? Because really, there's a higher calling to all this. There's a higher calling to why you're here. There's a higher calling to why the energies are coming into your life right now, and all this change is coming. There's a reason. And I think we need to get closer to unveiling what that is. And I think it's going to be about you facing action. Facing action is what this eclipse will be about. Facing action is what these nodes are about. Definition of self, knowing who you are, defining who you are. If I didn't define who I was 2 years ago, saying I'm going to do a horoscope every day and I'm going to dedicate myself to spirit, change the world through crazy horoscopes that will say crazy things like reality's your bitch and that Tinkerbell's going to come flying down and save the world, you know, I probably wouldn't be here 2 years later. You must define. And you know what? It might be hard to pick sides in life. That's what Libra is wanting to do, is weigh it all out. But the problem with that is you'll never be able to define what you want. You know, one thing about truth, which I think we've had to face recently, is I use really bad examples and some people hate me for this, but that's why I'm the Leo King and I do a crazy channel. But you know, like, I'm not even going to say it because some of it could be a little harsh. And that's the thing about Scorpio. It's harsh because it's true. But you know, it's like you've got to do what you know is true to you. You know, like personally, I'm not going to date somebody who is a slob. I'm not going to date somebody who's not fit. There's some of my truth, okay? So where in your life are you still just doing things that you know aren't what you energetically want or desire? And that's what the Leo moon tried to show you as it squared Saturn and as it got juiced up in Aries. What do you want? And are you clear with your truth? Because happiness cannot come in Leo with a hard square of Scorpio when Scorpio is not embedded deeply in its commitment to some sort of truth. How can you be happy if you're not in your truth? How can you wake up in bed next to you if, you know, you're looking and you're not satisfied? That's Scorpio. Emotional, sexual, desired satisfaction. And with Saturn here in Scorpio, the last time this came around was the 80s. And I'm sure you remember the 80s went through a crazy sexual revolution and crazy energy. And also the highest divorce rate. Saturn went through Libra and then into Scorpio. It's all happening at the same time. Because in our commitments and in our relationships, because that's what the Saturn in Scorpio and the Mars in Libra in the North Node has been doing is, if it's not in your truth, you can't be happy. So it's gnarly times. And I think in our life, this goes into more than just relationships of partnerships, but it goes into everything you connect with in your life, because that is the truth of what Libra represents. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions, or if you want to have a one-on-one reading, or if you want to join me for the big party tonight. Thank you for 2 years of awesomeness, and I will see you tonight at spiritualdancemusic.com. See you tomorrow.